All right, hello everyone. Mark Hammons here with the Q Communications Committee, and I am sitting here with an author. I am sitting here with my dear friend and Google certified teacher, Burt Lo. So, Burt, tell me why you're here at Q. I think you have something that is of importance for us here. So, you have this book called GPS and Geocaching in Education. Explain to me what all this means. I have no idea.
All right. Well, thanks for inviting me. But yeah, I just completed a book signing out in the atrium. But GPS and geocaching, global positioning system. Think of a lot of people use GPS in their car to kind of navigate to where they need to get going, or
on my phone. I use it on my phone.
Exactly. And so if you look up geocaching on your smartphone, there are actually apps designed to find things that other people have hidden. It's basically geocaching is the 21st century treasure hunt.
So do you have to wear like a fedora and have a whip around to do this?
You should.
You should.
You attract a lot of attention that way.
Okay.
But so basically, what happens is, let's say you have this great park, either of historical significance or someplace that you really like in Fresno, and you want people to find it.
Okay.
So you go out there and you mark a certain place in the park, and you hide something in there. Maybe a Tupperware container with.
When you say mark, am I going to like put down the flag, or is it more the software based?
Sorry, you mark the coordinates on it.
Oh, okay.
Either on a smartphone or a GPS receiver, and then you hide something there. You can't bury it, but maybe you camouflage a container with Happy Meal toys, bouncy balls, things that kids want to find.
Okay.
And then you take those coordinates and you go to geocaching.com, and you post them, and you say, hey, I've hidden a cache here. And then you explain a little bit about about what it is. This place was on the route of California Gold Rush. People stopped here and bought blue jeans on their way up north, or something like that.
So when you say you post it on the website, isn't that giving away the location, or you just say at the the park across the street from the McDonald's is a geocache?
No, you literally post the coordinates, and then you can give as much information as you want, because. Oftentimes people want to know, is it a place I can get to 24 hours a day, or can I only go at certain times? Is it kid friendly? That type of stuff. So it's fine to post, general information about it's at a park, and then people will take those coordinates, put it in their smartphone or GPS receiver, and they'll kind of just follow an arrow that points them to that.
Okay.
And a lot of people will think, well, with geocaching that seems kind of easy. The arrow is not going to point you directly to a spot where you look down and there's a geocache. There's a people, and I think educationally, people have developed a lot of ways to camouflage things. That's a lot of fun. There's a great local geocacher here in Palm Springs that goes by the handle of Wheeler Dealer. And one of the geocaches he developed right out back behind the convention center, there's a parking lot where there's a berry bush. And I can't remember if it's huckleberries, but they're the little red berries.
Yeah, okay.
And so what he's done is he's just hanging in the berry bush is a little mini M&M container, and then wrapped around the mini M&M container are like green leaves from Michael's Arts and Crafts.
Oh my gosh.
And fake berries hanging on it. So it looks, from any direction you look at it, it looks like it's part of the bush. But you know what you're looking for. You kind of peel open the M&M container, sign the log to prove that you were actually there.
So you get to see the people that came before you at each one of the locations?
Exactly. So you have to physically prove that you got to that actual geocache location.
So you can't lie?
No.
Okay.
You can't lie. You can try, but the people who actually maintain the log, they'll go, I didn't see your name on there, and they'll cross you off.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So it says Geocaching in Education, available on Amazon.com right now, or at the bookstore here at Q. But,
and ISTE.
And ISTE. It is a ISTE-produced production here. So GPS and geocaching in education, how is this educationally relevant?
Well, one thing definitely that would be difficult in a traditional educational setting is geocaching has to be done outdoors.
Of course.
So, but it's a great opportunity to get your kids out of the classroom. And so one of the ways that I introduced kids to it was I taught at a middle school. And the 6th grade students, it was their first year on campus. So rather than taking them on a traditional tour of the campus, here's the library, here's the nurse's office, I set those up as waypoints, geocaches. So they'd say, okay, find these coordinates. What is it? Why is it important?
Interesting.
Why would you go there? So just to get them introduced to the equipment. And then 2 ways that we actually use it educationally. You're familiar with the Flat Stanley Project that a lot of elementary kids do?
No, I'm not.
Flat Stanley is a fun little storybook about a child that gets flattened and becomes paper thin, so you can mail them to various places.
Interesting.
And so kids take that project and they will mail a flat Stanley to a relative or a friend who lives somewhere else. They have to take a picture with the flat Stanley, and then kids learn a little bit about where flat Stanley has traveled.
Oh, it's like that. One of my favorite movies is Amelie and that little garden gnome that she kind of.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got
just like that. So geocaching has developed something very similar to that. They call them travel bugs or trackables. And so kids can take it's basically a dog tag with a serial number, and they can attach it to a car or a garden gnome or whatever, and they will give it a mission. At geocaching.com, they'll say, our class is studying about the 7 wonders of the world, and we would like this travel bug to get to the Great Wall of China or the Pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
Because they can't get those themselves, but then they put it in a local geocache, and as geocachers find that, they'll pick it up and move it a couple miles down the road and drop it in the next geocache and so on and so forth. And along the way, the class can say, please take pictures of it, please tell us where the geocache is, that type of thing. And then at geocaching.com, they can track how far the geocache has gone, where it is, look at pictures that people post on it. So it becomes kind of it can become a math lesson, what's the temperature difference between where it is now and where we are, or seasons, that type of thing. So you can use it that way. And we also were fortunate in 6th grade, we did the outdoor education.
Oh, cool.
So we try to tie various places they need to visit on site into geocaching.
So tell us a little bit more about the book. What's in the contents of it? Is it just information about geocaching, or what can we expect when we all go and purchase this from Amazon.com right now?
So the book has 2 parts to it. Basically, the first is an introduction to what is geocaching, what's a GPS receiver, and how can you teach your students to geocache, what sort of activities can you do in the classroom, if you're setting them up, all sorts of technical details like that. Then the second half of the book is all about lesson plans. So if you have an English language arts lesson in the 3rd grade, what might be a suggested activity that you could do with geocaching? And then we go everywhere from elementary up to high school.
Is there a place like online where we can get updated information about new lesson plans? Does geocaching.com have anything, or you don't know of any like repositories for stuff?
Yeah, actually there are a number of places. Geocaching.com, not the site per se, but they have a discussion forum.
Okay.
Where there's actually a whole discussion forum all about geocaching in education, and teachers will post ideas about, hey, my class is just getting started, where can I get a good set of reliable GPS receivers, all the way to, I'm trying to teach math with GPS receivers and geocaching. Do you have some lesson ideas? So there's discussion forums there. Yahoo has a great discussion forum for geocachers in New York City that are educators. So there are lots of great discussion forums where you can find lesson ideas as well.
So why a book? What gave you the idea of I'm not a writer, so this is not something that I would do, but you had the inclination I want to write a book. Why? It
actually was a very coincidental thing. I was at FETC presenting a geocaching workshop, and it was the fun type where during 3 hours the participants got a GPS receiver.
Oh, cool.
Went out geocaching in the area and then kind of talked about the different lesson ideas that they got from that. And after I presented the workshop, I got a call from somebody at ISTE saying, hey, we're sorry we couldn't make your workshop, but we read about it, we think it's a great idea. Would you like to write an article for our magazine, or would you like to consider writing a book? And I thought, I've never done that opportunity before, so why not?
Yeah, that's great.
Went from there.
That's very cool. Well, Burt, I appreciate you taking the time. If you haven't geocached yet, I've done it once, and it was awesome. I just haven't had a chance to do it again, but I really enjoyed the time. If you need to learn more about geocaching, I know of this book called GPS and Geocaching in Education, which is available on Amazon and also ISTE. And then you also got a chance to meet the author right here today on Q Live. So once again, on behalf of Q Live, I want to thank Burt for coming in and joining us. And Mark Hammons is now officially signing off for Q Live. So take care, everyone.